So today, a Georgia judge released the findings of the panel which assisted District Attorney Fani Willis, in indicting the 18 co-defendants and Donald Trump in the Georgia RICO case. It dropped today. Some other Republicans were a part of that list, but they weren't indicted. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Tabitha, and yes, Senator Lindsey Graham's name was on that list, and that's all everybody has been talking about since earlier this morning. Senator Lindsey Graham, Senator Lindsey Graham. Well, there were other people on that list that I find interesting. I got a quick article from ABC News, and it tells me who the additional people on that list were. So in addition to Senator Lindsey Graham, Senator David Perdue was also on the list. Senator Kelly Loeffler was also on the list. Senator David Perdue lost his seat to Jon Ossoff, and Kelly Loeffler, or maybe it's the other way around. Senator David Perdue and Senator Kelly Loeffler lost their Senate seats to Democrats, Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock. That election has turned Georgia purple. We're not all the way blue, but we're not red either, because the leadership here in Georgia, state leadership, is still Republican. However, when it comes to the constituents of Georgia voting on the federal level, they're swaying blue. And that's thanks to Queen Stacey Abrams. But Senator David Perdue, Republican, Senator Kelly Loeffler, Republican, was on the list. Remember Michael Flynn? He started out as Donald Trump's security advisor, and then I forget the lady's name that was the head of the DOJ at the time. She found out information about Michael Flynn, him being a foreign agent, him being involved with Russia and Putin and a lot of things that they got going on. And so, yeah, Donald Trump had to fire him, but he's been moving in the QAnon circles. Yeah, he was on the list, and Boris Epstein was on the list. Cleta Mitchell was on the list, and Lynn Wood was on the list. You remember Lynn Wood? He was an attorney. You would see him and Sidney Powell together a lot. Remember, Lynn Wood was the one that started the campaign, the fundraising campaign for Kyle Rittenhouse to get an attorney and all of that stuff? That Lynn Wood. He was also suggested to be indicted by the grand jury here in Georgia. But I'm guessing the reason why, because we already know Fannie ain't scared, and the reason why she didn't go for an indictment was probably because the evidence against these individuals was so loose that she probably would not have won the case. So she chose not to indict. But everybody is talking about Lindsey Graham, Lindsey Graham, Lindsey Graham. No, there were other prominent Republicans who was in on this scam, in on this scheme, in on this criminal conspiracy here in Georgia to try to take an election from the citizens of Georgia. So, of course, all of news media has been hounding Lindsey Graham. Here's what Lindsey Graham had to say about this news coming out today.
At the end of the day, nothing happened. What I did was consistent with my job as being a United States Senator, chairman of the Judiciary Committee, but it was just not me. 3 United States Senators. We're opening up Pandora's box. I think the system in this country is getting off the rails, and we have to be careful not to use the legal system as a political tool. This is troubling for the country. We can't criminalize senators doing their job when they have a constitutional requirement to fulfill. It would be irresponsible for me, in my opinion, as chairman of the committee, not to try to find out what happened. We're opening up Pandora's box here.
That was a brand new reaction from Senator Lindsey Graham just moments ago after learning the grand jury in former President Trump's Georgia elections case wanted to charge him. That detail is one of many now public after the judge released the grand jury's final report. Senior correspondent Jonathan Seri is live for us in Atlanta. Jonathan, how is the Trump campaign responding to this?
Hi there, Sandra. Well, the Trump campaign responded shortly after this document was released, the special grand jury report that was released this morning. The campaign saying, in part, in a clearly biased, un-American act, a majority of the special grand jurors voted to indict dozens of innocent individuals, including former and sitting United States senators, simply for raising concerns about election integrity and exercising their First Amendment rights under the Constitution. This is the first time.
And wow. Everybody is focused on Lindsey Graham. You have Michael Flynn, who was also a part of this conspiracy ring, who, like I said, is full in deep with the QAnon conspiracy theories. He's over there on Alex Jones's show a lot. Here's what he and Alex Jones are over there spitting out of their mouth to their followers.
We've been deceived. This is how they do it. They have this globalist structure above them. And so the big issue is why? Why do they want the United States of America? They want the United States of America for one thing, and that's resources, right? Resources, energy, food, and people that we have, the innovation and the innovative people that we have. I mean, if they could, China would turn the United States of America into a slave state. The World Economic Forum would turn us into a slave state. And we'd be run by.
I totally agree. So, General, what is the calculus to put their boot on our neck and cut off our resources? Just bankrupt Americans, drive them into submission?
Yeah. So here's what I think we're going to see, and it's already been stated. Schwab has said some of this. I think we're going to see something in the world of, we've just finished with this book, this artificial intelligence book, but I actually think that we're going to see a cyber attack or a cyber disruption that is so vast, Alex, that it's going to basically disrupt the entire internet. And I mean to the point of where it's going to shut everything down. And we have become so connected as a society. And so we were joking all in the back, prior about generators, and you have a $100,000 generator, but you got a 50-cent piece that's missing, and so the whole thing goes to shit, but
just straight craziness coming from Michael Flynn and Alex Jones. It's like what Fonnie Willis told Jim Jordan in that letter that she wrote to him, that letter that was dripping with brown girl sauce, that letter that ripped him up from the rooter to the tutor. She said, quote, "Chairman Jordan, I tell people often, deal with reality or reality will deal with you. It is time that you deal with some basic realities." And that can apply to the entire Republican Party, including Michael Flynn and Alex Jones. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Put it down below.